But I'd like to welcome Bennett, who is going to talk to us about nutrition and food and well-being and how they all come together. So awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. That one?
That one, yeah.
Well, thanks for having me. Thanks to Esther and the Lifetime Support Agency for nutrition is very important. I'm a clinical nutritionist. I do mind-body nutrition, because I believe that helping us have healthy mindset, and especially when you've had an accident or an injury, where that affects the whole body and affects the brain, we can use nutrition to actually help you to heal and recover, because it's all about eating for healing and health. So, oh look, there's me. So I live out at Morpeth Vale, so I live in the southern suburbs. Born and bred here. I've got 4 adult kids, 4 grandkids, 2 stepkids, 8 step-grandchildren, retired husband who takes care of me. But I came to health and nutrition because I got diagnosed with a chronic illness in 2011, and I really wanted to understand how the human body worked, and I want to understand how food could help me, because with all the information on the internet, the common problem is that people don't know what to eat and they don't know when to eat, and it just becomes confusing. So I try to simplify it. I try and simplify how food and nutrition works when I'm not eating food, because I prefer to talk about it or eat it, not actually cook it. My husband and I love fishing. We spend time with the grandkids. We've now got only half of our children here and half of them interstate, so going interstate. Getting out on the beach, fresh air and nature is my favourite, and spending time with my teenage grandchildren who help me with technology. So why is it important to eat healthy? So whether especially in all areas of your life, nutrition is really important. Nutrition is the fuel that keeps the body going. It's the nutrients the body needs to do everything it's ever needs to do to make you healthy and then keep you healthy. It can boost your energy levels. It's good for the brain, and it actually is a way to. The best part of eating is the pleasure you can get from sharing it with other people. I love to go out and eat with friends, everything that my husband puts into the food, because he does all the cooking in our house, he does with love. So it's about sharing your love of food, and I love to eat, not cook. But yes, the body uses it for fuel, but what does it have to do? What does the body have to do? The body has to actually be able to get the nutrients out of your food. It's got to be able to get those nutrients out of the food for your body to be able to use it. So that involves having a good, healthy digestive system. Then the body can absorb those nutrients into the blood and help you stay healthy. And that can be to help you move, for your heart to beat, for your digestion to work, for your muscles to work. Without nutrients, the body just doesn't really function very well. So the body is very complex. It does a really good job of trying to keep us healthy, and when we've had an injury, it will then work really hard to try and help you heal from a cellular level if you give it the right nutrients, and that doesn't have to be hard. So obviously it all starts with what you eat. So if you've had an injury where you're impacted by using by eating, liquid food can also be a help. If you've got issues with digestion after an injury, it's easy to liquefy food. So we can liquefy food to make it healthy. It's got to travel down your esophagus. A lot of people that may have an injury with their esophagus, it may have trouble swallowing. So there's various ways we can get food into, but as long as it goes into the stomach, we can then get the nutrients out of the food. And then it needs to be eliminated, because there is no point in putting it in if we're not eliminating it, because what happens is the body's not eliminating the waste products, it's also not eliminating toxins. So we want to get the toxins that we come through from our digestive system out as well as in. So digestion is really just breaking it down. Breaking it down, so you eat a piece of fruit and it's fibrous, you chew it, you break it down, and it goes in, and the stomach acid will just digest it and help you absorb it. But that's where it also takes in the small intestine, it takes out the nutrients, and in the large intestine, that's where it takes out, it adds in the waste and the toxins, and then it's excreted. It's very important to do that. So bowel movements every day are optimal, but a couple of times, but at least if they're moving, and it's something that you need to really be aware of, because if the system gets blocked up, then we have issues with nutrient absorption, and the body's going to reabsorb all of those toxins. I like that little photo that I found on the internet. It was like the guy with the hot dog in his stomach. I thought, yes, I wouldn't recommend eating hot dogs, but... So how can food impact your health? A poor diet, you're not getting the nutrient intake, which means the body's basically not getting the nutrients for cellular metabolism. So your cells need those vitamins and minerals that you get from food to actually make those cell functions, because you are a whole pile of cells. The body is a whole pile of cells. When we're looking at healing, we really need to be able to be healthy. Poor eating can also make you tired, impact your mental health and your mood, make you anxious and stressed. But eating a balanced diet can help you keep active. It can actually improve your mood first. It can give you a more positive outlook on life, and it can help you traverse the getting well and healing your body and being as healthy as you can be for the rest of your life. And it's an experience that I had. Nutrients come in two different types, so macro versus micro. Most people think of carbohydrates, fats and protein. They're your macronutrients. And then, of course, they are essential. All of them are essential for healthy eating. And then micronutrients. They're all your vitamins and minerals that are needed for all those biochemical cellular processes that will keep you healthy. And they all need it in different quantities. So that's why we eat a variety of food. We eat a variety of food to get the different nutrients out of them. So what do we need macronutrients for? We need them in a larger amount than we need the micronutrients. Proteins build and repair your tissues. So they are the basis of your DNA and your cells. Without protein, the tissue will not repair. We need really good healthy protein intake for cellular health and repair. Carbohydrates will provide the body with energy. There's lots of diets that are low carb, high fat, all of these other things. I believe in a balanced diet, not taking anything out of your diet. It's all about variety. And fat will, other than being good for cellular function, fat actually, about 60% of your brain is cholesterol or fat. So if we don't have good fat levels in our diet, if we want to have a healthy brain, we want to have healthy bodies, we really need to have cholesterol. We need to be getting that from good healthy food, which doesn't include fried potatoes, which are my favourite food, however. 80-20 rule. So protein, muscles, growth and repair. They're the amino acids that building blocks of your cells. It's how we start off. We start off as a whole pile of cells in our mother's womb, and then we all the things grow. It's the basis of making our DNA, and then it's also crucial as a basis of all the hormones and all the enzymes and everything in your body needs to actually function. Without protein, it's common as we get older for people to actually eat less protein because it's harder to digest. And the problem with that is that then we get muscle wastage. We get people losing muscle mass. So it's important to because when we lose muscle mass, we also lose energy. So we need to actually keep our muscles healthy, and it's good and important for rebuilding muscle when it's been injured. And it's it can be, and if you're a vegetarian, it doesn't have to be meat protein. A lot of people have preferences not to eat meat products, but you can do in a vegetarian diet as well. Carbohydrates. The primary sources of our energy. Our little mitochondria, or our little energy cells, need about 50 to 60 bits of glucose every single minute to actually keep them functioning so that they can produce energy for everything in our body. If we don't have enough carbohydrates, they don't have energy, and the body doesn't have energy. So when you're healing and repairing, you need to look at energy. I mean, and, you know, when we talk about glucose, we're not talking about sugar. We're talking about a molecule that can come from fructose or out of milk or from lactose. They're all different types, but they also contain carbohydrates. Fruit and vegetable are in most fruit and vegetables, nuts and seeds, and they contain high amounts of dietary fibre, which dietary fibre is almost like the broom that sweeps out all the junk out of your digestive system and out to where it needs to go. And without fibre, that's when you're going to have issues with sluggish digestive system. And of course, I already mentioned fats. Fats are most important for cellular function. They are actually the structure. All of our cells have a fat lipid layer on the outside. So without fat, we can have some issues. But as I said, the line in the nerves in our brain are lined with cholesterol. If we don't have enough fat and good healthy cholesterol has a bad rap. We truly think about it for it being something that's bad. But when you understand that fat is actually good if it's the right type of fat in your diet. And it's necessary. Fat is very high calorie too. So if you've got somebody who is unwell, had an injury, that's really struggling to get nutrients in and get enough energy out of food, find some stuff that's high fat, because fat has got double the amount of calories than carbohydrates and protein, and it's so good for you. So then we talk about micronutrients. You know, vitamins and minerals, we can definitely get them from supplements, and it is often a good way for people to get them. They're vital for the body, all of those bodily functions that I've already spoken about. But they also help with promoting growth, cellular repair, and when the body's deficient, those cellular repair processes work slower, and you'll have slower healing. They can also help, in a healthy person, help prevent diseases from occurring. So vitamins, compounds play a crucial role. You know, we're talking about A, B, C, D, all of those vitamins. They also act as helpers for our cells to function. So when our digestive system sucks them out of our food, it goes to where the body needs them. And if there's not enough of them, then something's not going to work properly. And we have two different types of vitamins. Your C and B vitamins are all water soluble. So you'll know if you take a vitamin B supplement and it comes out yellow in your wee, water soluble supplements are not stored in the body. The body will use what it can at the time and then flush them out. That's not to say you don't need them. It just means that you need that the body's using what it needs, and that doesn't necessarily either mean that you're not deficient. It means that that's all the body can take at that time. Whereas fat-soluble vitamins are stored in the liver, but they also need, when we say fat-soluble, they need fat to be absorbed into the body. So if you're vitamin D deficient and the doctor says to you, you need to take a vitamin D supplement, because that's the only way we can get it in, you need to have it with something that's fat source, so with something in your food. So minerals, though they are, because they're a micronutrient, are needed in minute amounts, so very small amounts. You get them from your food, but they are highly involved in fluid balance, in regulation of your blood system. So if you're having issues with blood flow, you actually need to make sure. They also act as cofactors for your thyroid and all of your hormone production, and they are also very important. I mean, up there is iron. Everyone knows that we get iron from animal products, but if we're iron deficient, we can be fatigued, we can have low energy, and we're not going to be cellular repair is not going to happen. So there might be some minerals up there that you've never heard of, but they're all there, and we can get them all from our food. That one. So why is healthy important? What is healthy eating? So basically it just means eating food as nature nature has given it to us for centuries. Natural, healthy food, plants, but also meat. I'm not a person that tells people what to eat, as in you shouldn't eat something. Junk food, if it's junk food, yeah, well, I'll say, well, it's not good for you in long term. But what it's about is it's making sure that your meals are balanced. So making sure that where you're getting your food from, if it looks like a plant, eat it. If it doesn't look like a plant, don't eat it. Because that's where we're going to get those nutrients from. We're going to get them out of our food. And then you'll have all the nutrients you need for your body to thrive, for it to heal. And that's why I call my presentation Eat, Heal, Thrive, because it's about learning how to eat. It can help you heal, and then you can thrive. And for that will mean different things for different people here, but it is the basis of getting well. So food gives you energy. There's nothing wrong with that. We really need energy. Helps your body function, can help you stay strong or get strong, and it can help your body heal and repair, and that's really important for the body is amazing at drawing out the nutrients from food, but you need to be able to give it the nutrients it needs to actually do that. There are a few myths around healthy eating, and I have to say that because what really annoys me is it costs more to eat healthy. I think if you look at the cost of pre-packaged and processed food, it really is. It is really not. Yes, it might cost you less, but what price do you put on your health? Because that's what it's about. When you're putting in food, you have to think of what are you doing for your body versus when you're not. Fat is bad for you. Like we've all told cholesterol is bad. Well, no, cholesterol is not bad. It's the fats we get out of processed and pre-packaged food and fried foods that aren't good for us. If we've got good healthy cholesterol out of good natural food sources, then we can stay healthy. People ask me, should I eat gluten? Should I eat dairy? Is fruit bad for me? Should I eat meat? Well, that all depends on you. I believe in individualised nutrition. I believe that everybody's different, and what is good for you and what is good for somebody else is different. I'm dairy intolerant, and I have celiac disease. So definitely gluten and dairy are not good for me. But if you don't have a problem with them, well, then you don't have to take them out of your diet. And meat, I love meat. Meat is good for people, unless you have serious digestive issues where you may need to take it out for a short period of time. You get a lot of nutrients out of animal products and meat that you can't get out of plants, especially those micronutrients like iron and phosphorus and potassium. You need to be able to get them, and so you need those because we don't have a lot of other things that have iron in the diet. So this is a quote that I really love, and it says, take care of your body, it's the only place you have to live, because you only get one body. You only get one opportunity to live on this planet. You only get one body, but you have plenty of opportunities to change your habits and to actually understand how important food is. And I believe I didn't understand it until I got sick, how bad my diet was. And I certainly know that when I eat really, really well, I feel really, really fantastic. When I get really busy and don't look after myself and don't eat really well, like I only had COVID 4 weeks ago, and literally we lived on junk food for 2 weeks because my husband got it too and we were both really sick. So we kicked that out of our diet and went back to the healthy diets, which is, it's really important. And, if you've got someone who's caring for you, that cooks your food for you, it's important for them to understand what it is you like, what it is you feel, because there's plenty of variety for everybody in food. So how do you eat healthy all the time? It's about making a plan. I'm a big planner, and when you plan, you either plan to fail or you fail to plan. I'm a list person. My husband hates my lists, but I do the shopping and he does the cooking. And one of the easiest ways to eat healthy is to find some recipes. They're on the internet. I have provided Esther with a quick and easy 7-day meal plan, so you can all access that, a copy of that, and as well as the slide deck from today. Make a meal plan. What are the favourite things that you eat every day? Create a shopping list. Check your pantry to make sure you've got everything in there that you need, and buy only what you need. That's how you can eat healthy. We don't have to fill our pantry and our fridge full of stuff that we're not going to use. Buy just what you need for the week. With the convenience of shopping these days, there's no reason why you need to go. and being prepared to cook meals and even pre-prepare. So have a cooking day. Cook in bulk is a great way. You can put lots of nutrients into things like casseroles, stews, soups. As far as meal and lunch options, you can put lots of things in a smoothie or mix with eggs for healthy, especially protein. If someone's got issues with protein metabolism or having issues having protein, one of the best ways you can do it is stick it in something that can be liquefied, in a soup, in a smoothie. And almost everything can be liquefied successfully unless it's a little bit too fibrous, like broccoli. Broccoli's okay. So the basis of a healthy plate is what you put on there. It should always contain 40 to 50% vegetables. You need that plant fibre, you need it for digestion, you need it for nutrient intake. Making sure you've got carbohydrate source. So carbohydrates is your fruit, also some of your vegetables, but it can also be things like rice and quinoa and pasta. And making sure you've got a good healthy fat source. Sometimes that's about adding in some olive oil or some nuts and seeds. Sometimes it's just cooking with olive oil. Avocado is avocado is a superfood. It is a healthy fat. You can put it in a smoothie, you can have it on your lunch, you can stick it in and blend it into a sauce. So don't be afraid to make a nice healthy sauce. And choose variety. When we're thinking about fibre, the body likes lots of different varieties. So if you're eating peas, carrots and corn every day, the body's not getting the full fibre content of the food. Making sure you've got a green, red, yellow, 3 or 4 serves with your dinner, but just a small amount, different colours. I like to talk about eating the rainbow. Making sure you've got 30 to 50 grams of protein. Everybody needs protein. So that can be usually I say a palm size, chicken, fish, whatever you prefer. And then making sure you've got that healthy nut. Olive oil, avocado, nut seeds, and even dairy products. Yogurt. Yogurt is high protein, but go for the one that's got no sugar in it and no fruit in it. If you really want to have fruit with your yogurt, add fruit to it. And don't be afraid to use frozen fruit because it's still very nutritious. So protein, 30 to 50 grams. You can also have other things that not everybody likes. Things like beans, lentils, chickpeas. Mushrooms are very high protein and very high in nutrition. Very anti-inflammatory too when you're thinking about body healing. And things like yogurt and tofu. There are lots of people for many reasons that don't or won't eat meat. So we try and look at other options. Obviously, there's also, native wild species like kangaroo, if you're a kangaroo person. I just realised I haven't put fish up there, but that's okay. I love fish. And making sure, because what you can get from a good serve of salmon or a good serve of healthy fresh white fish is those omega-3s, those good healthy fats that are good for your brain and good for your everything. Eat the rainbow. What type of vegetables are your favourite? But try something different. Be prepared to go, what colour can I eat today? Because they all have a different flavour profile and they all have different nutrient profiles. So that's why we want variety, because they have a different nutrient profile. So whether you're making, if you're a meat and 3 veg person, my husband used to be a meat and 3 veg person until I introduced him to stews and curries and stir fries. But you can, and don't be afraid to put something in. A traditional spaghetti bolognese, we put mushrooms, capsicum, carrot, zucchini. We put them all in there. All you need is a decent food processor or a grater, and you can put them all in there. Making sure you've got a variety of colours. They all are amazing. Try something new. I'd never eaten bok choy. I didn't know how amazing bok choy was until I tried it. So just be prepared to try a few different things. And when you put all of these in a soup, it's highly nutritious. And if you've got issues with digestion or swallowing, you can put it in a blender or use a stick blender and blend it. Healthy fats, where can you get them from? Obviously healthy for all the cells and brain. Olive oil, avocado oil, nuts and seeds, butter. So if you don't be afraid of butter, butter is actually healthy. It's full of vitamin A, E and K. Everything in moderation. Ghee, which is clarified butter, where they take the lactose and stuff out of it, is also awesome. And cream can be healthy. Everything's healthy in moderation. flax seeds. In order to add a bit of crunch, a bit of flavour to your food, don't be afraid to use a few nuts and seeds. High in cholesterol and higher in a lot of those micro minerals that we don't get, that we need. And of course my favourite are Brazil nuts, because they're great, full of selenium and great for your thyroid if you have a thyroid problem. Now, fruit is a controversial subject because everybody's worried about how much sugar is in fruit, but it's about understanding what else you get when you eat a piece of fruit. You get fibre, you get nutrients, you get vitamins and minerals, and you get a little bit of water as well. My favourites are apples, pears and bananas. They're my three favourite fruits. I eat them all year round. But the amazing benefits to digestion for the things like pineapple, mango, pawpaw, those tropical fruits. But then, of course, we're just coming into that time of the year where it's citrus season. Oranges, lemons, limes. Though you wouldn't eat, most people probably wouldn't eat a lemon. It can be very good for you to help with digestion in a glass of water, squeeze a lemon. And then, of course, we've also got watermelon, rockmelon, honeydew melon. There's probably lots up that are not up there, but also a couple of serves of fruit a day. I do suggest that fruit should be consumed with protein, and that might sound like a really strange thing, but when we have something that's so full of sugar, we need actually to keep our blood sugar balanced if we don't eat a sort of serve of protein. So that's why it's good to have some nuts and seeds with your fruit, or have some cream or yogurt. So that adds the protein content. And of course, when we're talking about all of this, a lot of these products, a lot of these things contain grains. But what are the other grains? So rice, whole wheat oats for cereal. I mean, oats is a cereal for breakfast. And whilst processed bread is not absolutely fantastic for you, if you're looking for go for a good quality, sourdough, rye or wholemeal. Add a good healthy source of protein to a piece of toast, some nice organic peanut butter on toast, some avocado and Vegemite if you're an avocado person. I love avocado and Vegemite. So understanding that they all play a role in your health, so it's not about excluding anything, it's about what you are consuming, and they come in different varieties, and you can add them. You can have them, make them into pancakes. You can make them into you can add them into a lunch. You can add them into as a side for a stir fry. Herbs and spices. Whole range of other nutrients involved in fresh herbs and spices. We do know, because one of the areas that I work in was I do a lot of genetic testing for my clients because they have chronic illnesses, and we do know that food, specifically herbs and spices, can actually help impact your body all the way down to the level of your genes. We talk about nutrigenomics, so how nutrition can impact how healthy you are down to the level of your genes. So it's not just about the body from a cellular level and a digestive level, it's about the right down to your cells. So things like parsley, sage, oregano, really good to add into a curry, to add into a stir fry, in your spaghetti. Turmeric is a superfood. We do know that can reduce inflammation. It helps with liver detoxification, and it's been researched extensively by a company in Queensland where they know that it can impact the body all the way down to the level of the genes. One of my clients takes it she has gout in her feet, and she takes that, and she now no longer has to take her allopurinol for her gout because the turmeric has worked. So it can actually have a really good impact. And of course, clove, black pepper, they all have a different nutrient profile but are all really good for you. Because I have a term in my when I talk to people, it's about every mouthful matters. Understanding that sometimes you're going to eat junk food, sometimes you're going to eat food that's not highly nutritious. But if the rest of the time you're eating good, healthy food, you're going to be giving the body the nutrients that it needs. So that's my colour of the rainbow. So, having a variety of those foods every day to make sure. Now, there's one other thing that I always talk to people about, because, food is amazing and we can get water from food. But because the body is 60 to 70% water, the body, all our organs, everything's floating around in water in there. If we don't get enough, it can reduce our blood flow, can cause high blood pressure, can cause all sorts of issues. But it's important that the digestive system has enough water for it to be able to function. So maintains body temperature. You know, if you're feeling a bit hot and you're getting hot and cold shakes, sometimes it can be that you're dehydrated. Yeah, so 8 glasses of water. So 8 small glasses of water, and for some people that is drinking out of a drink bottle all the time. Whereas I like to go, well, I'm going to have a glass of water when I get out of bed. I have a glass of water with my breakfast. So it's just about making, and sometimes you can get that from tea and coffee. I'm not one of these people that says coffee is bad for you. I actually believe coffee is amazing, because the worst thing that happened to me during COVID is I lost my taste buds and coffee tasted disgusting, and that was terrible. Fortunately, they've come back. And we also know that we lose a lot of fluid through just the process of digestion and sweating and the functions that the body does. So we don't put the water back in. Making sure that, you know, fresh, healthy, filtered water, because filtered water then we're not putting more toxins in, and it can help you be healthy. And of course, well, as much as you can, staying active. You know, it will help you reduce your risk of getting any other chronic diseases. It will help reduce the stress, because I imagine, don't know from experience, but I imagine having an injury from an accident is very stressful. It's very stressful for your family. You're reducing stress, so staying active, and whether that is just as much as going out for a 5-minute walk, going out and sitting in the park. You don't have to do anything. Yes, it can be. There are different types of exercise. You know, you can do things as walking, swimming and dancing, whatever you're capable of doing. For me, my favourite thing to do is go for a walk. I love to walk on the beach. I love to walk anywhere. Luckily, they've just opened up Happy Valley Reservoir down our way, and it's an amazing walk. You get out in nature, you see the birds and you see the things ruffling in the bush. So it's just about whatever you are capable of doing. And if you aren't capable of going out and walking or doing exercise, just going out in nature is really important. Getting the sunshine, getting the fresh air that actually impact you from a cellular level. And of course, you know, as you're healing from your injury, just doing a little bit of weight or resistance, and that can be as simple as lifting up a bucket. Put some rocks in a bucket, put a couple of lemons in a bucket. So just anything can be modified, but realising that can help also with muscle maintenance and muscle repair. That strength exercise and weight bearing exercises, and then just such things as stretching. So if you're sitting for long periods of time, your muscles might get tight. Just sitting on a chair. One of the ladies that I work with does chair yoga. So if you're not capable of doing all the bendy stuff that people do on the floor, because, you know, not everybody's that capable, they do it in a chair. So there's plenty of places where you can get exercises that do chair. So thank you for listening to me. Any questions?
One thing I've actually heard some stuff is also that the bioavailability of nutrients in certain foods.
Yep.
So one point I want to make is that certain foods, whilst they're being listed, might seem as good as the next, but they're not, because how they're actually digested. Yep.
When it comes to bioavailability of nutrients in food, one of the best things you can do is buy local. Buy local and buy in season. So we get so used to what is available in a shop and we expect every fruit and vegetable to be available all year round. So you can educate yourself on where it's grown. There is now a lot of organic grown fruit and vegetables in South Australia. So it's about understanding where you live. Farmers market, if you go to a farmers market, you'll know. And buying it from a smaller producer, if you're buying it from the supermarket, it's been in storage a lot longer than if you go to the local fruit and veg shop or if you go to a farmer or a farmer's market. So it's where you buy it from. Thank you for your question. Any other questions? Thank you.